Okay, let's run you through then exactly how the stock game is played. Basically, our three experts get a notional amount of 5 lakh rupees. They allocate this money in a total of 4 stocks, selecting one stock from the F&O space. We have a compulsory churn of 2 stocks every single day, and at the end of the week, we will tally up who's made the maximum money and declare that person as the winner of the stock game. So lots of trading recommendations will be coming your way and have been for the last week as well. Time to introduce our participants for the exciting game show. Joining in, we have Ruchit, Jain, Technical Analyst Equities at Angel Broking, Siddhartha Chatterjee, Country at Trustline Securities, and Mitesh Thakkar, Technical Analyst, MiteshThakkar.com, all fighting it out to be the winner. Mitesh, let's nail it down to idea number 1. Yesterday it was Tata Motors DVR. Today you're bullish on Tata Motors futures. Take us through why you like this stock today.
Yeah, so today I have a buy on Tata Motors. Yesterday we had a buy on Tata Motors DVR futures. I think a very similar kind of setup is happening on Tata Motors as well. The price has been showing extremely oversold readings on the daily charts, and now we are getting some kind of reversal which could lead to a short covering rally on the intraday charts. So for the day, I would suggest buying into Tata Motors futures with a stop below 397, and the day price target is around 414.30 on the upside.
Thanks, Mitesh, for that. Ruchit, your stock number 1?
Yeah, in fact, it's the same stock which I've recommended, Tata Motors futures. More or less the same reason what Mitesh just told. It has been oversold and it's trading in a complex corrective pattern. So we are expecting a retracement of this complex correction, wherein in short term the stock could move higher. I've placed a stop loss below 388 and I'm expecting target of 417 in near term.
Okay, Tata Motors is clearly the favorite for both our experts, with some updates on the government's ambitious divestment drive, and the finance minister says, this is as per News Rise, which is some wires, that the government is currently discussing a 3% stake sale in BPCL. Nothing that is entirely unexpected. Remember, the talks have been going on for quite some time now with respect to a 3% stake sale in state-run oil marketing company, which is likely to be in this fiscal itself. It's likely to raise close to 1,800 crore rupees, and now finally getting a little more clarity with respect to the same, that now the government is in talks for that 3% stake sale. Remember, earlier the finance ministry had also moved a cabinet note for the interministerial consultations for selling a 2.16 crore shares in BPCL, and that would have been via a public offer as per reports. And remember, the government holds close to 54.93% stake in BPCL, and they are divesting close to 3%, which will help them keep their shareholding still above that level of 51%, which is the minimum strategic holding that it has decided to keep in this public sector unit. And it has clearly this news, that's the latest update coming in. You're not seeing too much of a reaction on a BPCL in trades right now. And for now, it's holding on to that 976 mark, which is up by about 0.5% in trades. Remember, the government is targeting close to 69,500 crore rupees from the stake sales in the PSUs this year. And of that total, it's going to be close to 41,000 crore rupees, which will come in from minority share sale in PSUs, and close to 28,500 crore rupees that will come in from strategic stake sale. No word as of now from the management, and remember, the management also has been saying that this doesn't really come as a surprise. This is some previous interactions, as the government has been planning this for quite some time. 976 will keep you updated as and when we garner more details. For now, the government is discussing the 3% stake sale in BPCL as per the wires. Moving right on then, and keeping it with the stock game, Siddhartha Chatterjee also joins in on the phone line. And Siddhartha, what kind of levels are you monitoring on Divan Housing?
Well, Divan Housing did the right things on the price chart, and I believe they are also an applicant for mutual fund. And if that be the case, there could be re-rating, and valuations could pop it up to, let's say, 550 to 600 somewhere. Even if that doesn't happen, I mean, if you look at the finance companies, interest in housing finance companies with the likes of Indiabulls Housing Finance or LIC Housing Finance, I think this sector will generally do well. So traders are well advised to take positions as and when retracements happen.
Fair enough. Mitesh, give us your analysis on why you're looking or adding VIP to the portfolio.
My second call is on VIP Industries, a buy call, a very classic price volume breakout taking place over here, along with the fact that the price managed to get past the consolidation zone, and we saw a lot of positive crossovers happening on the indicator charts. This one I would suggest buying with a stop loss below 96, and the price target on the upside is closer to about 108.
Okay, and that's a good call indeed, Mitesh. The stock price of VIP Industries is holding out very smartly in trades at 105 right now, 4% higher as we speak. Ruchit, let's talk about mid-cap IT. That's clearly been in focus of late, and from the entire basket, we've seen quite a bit of, an improvement in terms of earnings. A lot of the managements also that we've been interacting with are saying that contrary to expectations of sluggish growth going forward, they are expecting fairly stable quarters. Do you think Hexaware is one of the top picks among this space?
Yeah, amongst the mid-cap stocks, if you just observe the charts of Hexaware, then last week it had given a breakout from a triangular pattern. And after giving a breakout, I think last 4 to 5 trading sessions, it has consolidated. So we believe that this uptrend would resume from here on in the short term. And the risk reward is very much favorable over here. So with the stop loss below 268, one can even look to buy at current levels this stock. We are having a target of 289, and positionally I'm expecting it to go up to 295.
Okay, Siddhartha, why have you picked Ajanta Pharma futures as part of your portfolio?
No, in Ajanta Pharma, I went short for a trading purpose, and not that, I'm very bearish on the pharma sector. Yesterday's closing pattern and trading pattern was a bit contrary to the other pharma stocks, and thereby it caught my attention, and I thought that for playing the game, one could go short in that counter and try to make some money, and that's all about it. I don't have any negative view on the Ajanta Pharma as such.
On Ajanta Pharma, just caught his eye based on some technical patterns. 1604, that's where the stock is currently perched at in trades right now. Time to get you a glimpse of the calculators then, and it's the last and final day of the stock game, and so far in trades, here is what Ruchit's portfolio looks like. Well, he's been stopped out on BEL, and there's only one stock holding out marginally in the green, which is Hexaware. It's a 12,800 rupee gain, so not bad going. This is, remember, calculations from day one. Siddhartha Chatterjee up next, and great going today. It's 3 buys, a solitary sell, and barring Tata Motors, he's got the target price achieved on all 3 stocks, 2.2%, 11,300 rupees right now. Mitesh Thakkar, well, he started off the stock game on a great note, but now he's got 2 stocks which have been hit on the stop loss. The MBL Infra doing great for him. The target price achieved there, and he's still streets ahead of our experts. It's a whopping 9% gain. 46,000 rupees is what he's making. So he's in the lead, followed by Ruchit and Siddhartha. But let's move right on and discuss some other exciting picks from our experts. And Mitesh, what's the reason that you're shorting Britannia? Is it looking a bit weak on the charts?
I think again Britannia is showing some kind of a reversal or a very nice corrective setup. We have seen the stock price do extremely well for the last few weeks, now showing some kind of strong overbought reading on the indicator charts, and the intraday charts are showing tiredness and are on the verge of giving some kind of a sell signal. So I would attempt a short call for the next couple of days. The stop loss should be placed above 28.81, and the day price target is 28.01 on the downside, though I suspect the correction could be slightly deeper as well. And people who are trading with a 4-5 day kind of bias may even look at targets closer to about 2750.
Ruchit, why have you picked up TVs Labs?
Yeah, so overall, if you see, the pharma pack has been doing a mixed bag with Lupin and other stocks, Lupin and Sun Pharma correcting. But we are positive positionally on Cipla and TVs Lab. TVs Lab has been outperforming the other pharma stocks. It is almost trading at its all-time high, and there's a positive biasness with volumes also coming in on every dip, buying volumes coming on every dip. So we believe the stock would do well in near term. The risk reward is very much favorable over here. With a stop loss below 1928, I think the stock should test around 2040 in near term.
Okay, TVs Lab is very quiet in today's session, and it's been awfully lackluster at 1972. Let's move right on then, Siddhartha, discuss the third idea, and no surprises to see Tata Motors featuring on your list as well. Mitesh as well as Ruchit are bullish on this stock. What's the reason that you're picking it out?
Yeah, I think all three of us had been looking at the charts in the same way, not realizing that some downgrade will come today. Nevertheless, some people have to downgrade and some people have to upgrade, so that's part of life. But with retracements, I think Tata Motors has created some kind of a base around this zone and would look up if there are no direct bad news on the company. And I suppose Tata Motors from here can again start slowly inching up. But it would be slow because of reasons that not very many big fund managers are gung-ho about the stock.
Well, given that there's a bit of a consensus trade or a pick coming in Tata Motors, I just want to highlight for the benefit of our viewers what the stock has done over the last 6 months, from the start of the year till now. And we have seen this one being a ranked underperform. I'm not talking about MBL Infra, I'm talking about Tata Motors. So this year chart, if that comes up on the screen, would reflect how Tata Motors has not done much today and hasn't done much for the year as well. And this one, remember, last year was a darling. It was the most favored trade from within the auto basket. This year, it's down close to 20%. That's the kind of price damage Tata Motors has seen. The expectation, of course, is that almost comes down by a big margin from a 52-week perspective, because last year Tata Motors was riding high, and that was primarily on the back of the JLR performance. I think that being factored in, the market believes that with concerns coming in on the slowdown in the Chinese market for JLR, and the cycle not picking up in India, the CV cycle not picking up in India, things are looking a bit rocky for the domestic business, as also their premium segment with JLR's new models across Europe as well as China. Europe still looks a bit stable. Car sales, remember, have hit 4-year highs there, so there's still demand, but it's really the Chinese market and their inability to penetrate that market or break into that market in terms of sales, which is weighing on sentiment as far as the stock performance goes. 33% down on Tata Motors, that's sub 400. And the pain for the year, as you just saw, this year chart, the year-to-date chart, that is 2015 so far, the fall has been almost 20%. I think so maybe there's a bit of a contrarian trade where you perhaps are seeking value with that 20% fall, but we'll have to see how that one plays out for each one of our guests. MBL Infra, Mitesh, I'll come to you for that one. Your rationale for picking the stock?
Yeah, that's my final call. MBL Infra, again a stock which managed to get past the earlier swing highs, broke out of a consolidation, also witnessed some kind of good jump in trading volumes, which is about nearly 750% of the 5-day average, with a lot of positive crossovers on the trend following indicator system. So I think this stock has triggered some kind of an uptrend. For the day, I've chosen a price target of around 599, though I suspect eventually the stock price might even do levels of 625 to about 630, and the stop loss for the day is to be placed just below 565.
Okay, MBL Infra, that features on Mitesh's list as a buy call. Ruchit, time to discuss BEL. It'll be coming out with its numbers today. Buzz on the word is that we might even see a bonus issue, and you're bullish?
Yeah, overall the chart structure looks much positive from positional perspective. The stock is forming high top, high bottom formation. When we have seen in last 2 or 3 months, when markets have corrected, it has shown time correction by remaining sideways rather than price correction. So we believe that once this time correction is over, the uptrend would resume on the stock. Although intraday stop loss has been triggered because of volatility, but I'm still expecting on the high side the stock should go to 4,000 and even cross those levels in short term.
Okay, Siddhartha, I'll come to you next. Why have you picked DCB?
Yeah, I mean, DCB recently made a high of 150 and the results came out and there was some enhancement in the NPA provisions. But I never considered that to be a deterrent for the stock's valuation going forward. And then after some kind of a brief correction up to about 131, it was started inching up yesterday, and the closing looked a bit of promising for our intraday trade today. That's why I've taken the trade for today, and I am bullish anyway in DCB Bank. Should it come lower, I will be buying on delivery and hold for further gains.
Okay, DCP Bank and the counter fairly active in trades right now. That's 3 buy calls and a solitary sell from Siddhartha. One last look at the calculators before we wrap up. Ruchit Jain for the day is in the green on his total portfolio, although today it might not be the best of days for him, seeing pain for 3 out of 4 stocks in trades. And it's a pretty close tie between him and Siddhartha. 2.4%, 12,000 rupees is what he's making. Siddhartha Chatterjee for the day has hit the bullseye on 3 out of 4 stocks, so today is a pretty solid day for him. And he's making a total gain of 2.2%, so pretty close to that, 11,300 rupees. And finally then, Mitesh Thakkar, he's been leading from day one. Today is no exception. Unfortunately, stopped out on 2 stocks today, although he is making a solid gain then on an MBL Infra, so he's making 46,400 rupees. It's followed by Ruchit and Siddhartha, who are both making around 11,500 rupees on their total portfolios. But on that note, gentlemen, it's been great having you with us on the show. We wrap it up on the stock game. Up next is Market Sell.